All right, so let's look at a couple of examples of these prevention intervention programs. So right here, I actually found the website of the National Council on Drug Abuse, located right here in Jamaica. They have a really lovely website. I'll just scan it a little bit for you. So as you can see, yes, the website is really centered around programs that really encourage the public to not use substances, and even some intervention when substances are being used. So as you can see here, it was established in 1983 as a voluntary non-profit organization. The Enactment Bill of 1991 vested the body with the power to formulate and develop plans and projects for the prevention of drug abuse, its abatement and rehabilitation of drug abuse victims. So we're not just waiting until persons may have significant issues with drug abuse. We're talking about prevention. Look at their mission. Our mission is to make Jamaica a better place to live through the elimination of licit and illicit substance misuse by delivering research-proven public education, prevention, and treatment programs. So this is an organization which is definitely dealing with prevention programs, trying to reduce the incidence of substance use disorders. And you may recall that substance use disorders are also mental health disorders. So these are some examples of what they provide. Prevention planning, you can see that there. Drug testing, a wide array of services that are applied. And you can see it's very colorful websites. I really do admire this website, I must say. I just love browsing it through. So you can see that it is really targeting different age groups, yes, different users. A lot of visuals, a lot of activity here. All right, so let me go back to the top. I wanted to show you a program that they use and even an example of one of their services. So let's look at their services first. So they're looking at, this is the services, okay, fine. So prevention programs. So let's look a bit at that. Let me click on the read more. So listen to their motto. We live by the motto, prevention better than cure. So we design and deliver culturally relevant developmental programs for students, families, and communities, right? So these prevention programs are really focusing on building protective factors. And you will recall that a protective factor is different from a risk factor. So we're saying, what are the skills that are needed for persons to make good decisions and resist negative influences that prevent them from reaching their goals? That's what these programs are assisting. And it's geared at persons from 5 years to seniors. So we're talking about building character, and in certain areas such as substance misuse, teenage pregnancy, truancy, and juvenile delinquency. And look at what it says here. We have programs that are specifically target various at-risk groups. So from you see the term at-risk groups, what type of intervention is it referring to? Is it universal? Is it selective? Is it indicated? Selective, exactly. It's selective because we're saying that there are different groups that are at risk that this program is targeting. Yes? And we can even look at one of their programs specifically. So let me go to that section. Programs offered. So this allows you to look at each of the programs. Look at this. The READ programs, which stands for Resistance Education Against Drugs, it says it explicitly in the description, is a series of selective prevention programs that targets ages 5 to 17 with life skills, including decision-making, problem-solving, and coping skills. Let me click on that. So when you go into it a little bit further, you're realizing that they are trying to provide participants with the knowledge to recognize negative behaviors linked to drug abuse, to reduce their intention to use substances of abuse. We want to reduce their intention. So again, we're seeing that these young persons may be at risk, and we're trying to prevent them from using it in the first place. So these are some things: develop self-awareness, develop decision-making skills, provide age-appropriate drug and health information, as well as develop resistance skills. So this is what this prevention program entails, right? So the NCDA has several examples of prevention programs geared to stave off substance use disorders. All right. I wanted also to show you an example of an indicated prevention program which has been used. You may remember this incident, very tragic incident that happened about 2 years ago, where there was a freak accident pretty much at a school, Clancarty Primary, that claimed the life of a 7-year-old boy. Yes. Essentially what had happened is that a garbage truck overturned and it trapped him under the car. So he eventually passed, actually. So you can just imagine how tragic, how traumatic that would have been for the school community, not just his family, right? So this article is showing the Prime Minister's response to it, the Minister of Education's response to it, or the State Minister in the Ministry of Education, Orlando Terlang, his response to it. But then at the bottom here, I just wanted to point this out. Terlang noted, this last line, that the ministry also dispatched a team of counselors to the primary school for grief counseling. So that team of counselors would be involved in what we call an indicated prevention program, because for those children and parents and workers, we may start to see some signs, just a few minimal signs, maybe of post-traumatic stress, maybe of bereavement. So that group of guidance counselors can step in and assist these persons to cope and to overcome those symptoms, so that it doesn't necessarily become or meet the criteria for a mental health disorder, right? So with indicated prevention programs, we may see a few signs in persons, and we're trying to intervene before it reaches to the criteria of the disorder itself. All right. So those were two examples of how selective and indicated interventions can be used in a practical way.